Here's a quick guide on doing the sheet metal firewall panels. This here truck is an 84, and you can see that it's got Mike Losh's smooth and bead rolled firewall panels all welded in and metal finished. To get this done, let's just start with this. The easiest thing for you to do is lay the panel, his panel, on the outside of your original sheet metal, and you'll have to scribe around it, or where your cut line would be. Now you may have to, the dog leg that he has this long here, cut some of that off. That's what we usually do. Anyways, you'll have to kind of shore it up and get it trimmed up to where it fits very good. Scribe an edge all the way around, and that'll be your cut line for the outside. This side on the Squarebodies has that big reinforcement panel that's on the outside of the firewall. What we do is we drill all the spot welds out all around that, take it off as one piece. Out here on the where the pinch weld is from the factory, we knock that off so that you can lay this panel kind of flat, and then same thing, scribe around it. It's not as simple as just cutting the metal out and welding it back in. There's a couple panels to this is your inner wiper cowl panel, and luckily this truck, you can still see what's going on in here because we have the dash out of it still. We've got ours all seam sealed up, but this is the inner wiper cowl panel. And on the factory truck, this comes down, turns, and goes straight down the firewall. So what you kind of have to do on the outside, and you'll be able to see your cut line once you got this cowl panel all the way off, but we like to come in here and come on the outside and cut it out in two pieces. We like to cut this top piece out, and then what we do is there will be spot welds where the outer sheet metal was welded along here to the wiper cowl. We drill all those out and then cut down here, and then you can take this piece off. What you're left with then is a long inner wiper cowl that we trim to where it's just got about an inch long band across it, and then we drill holes in it for plug welds. Once you get the outer sheet metal skin tacked on around the edges of it, you'll be left with boy, it's hard to see right now, but like a 1-inch band of sheet metal, and that's where you can put plug welds, and that'll weld the outer sheet metal to the inner structure, so to speak. And then you'll also have this toe board that has like a ledge on it, and you'll spot weld that outer sheet metal to this toe board ledge on the outside. And then what we do is once we get it all welded up and metal finished on the outside, we come in here and we seam seal all the way around. Everywhere where the inner structure meets the outer skin, we just seam seal all the way around it. I'll give you a peek of the other side real quick. It's probably more evident or obvious to see on this side, but we've again got this 1-inch band of inner wiper cowl structure that we leave, and you can see, well, it's got primer right now, but we did come back after everything's welded up and we seam seal all the way around. Now we're running a C6 Corvette booster, so this inner reinforcement we make, and it is different, but you're getting one of these from Mike. So what you're going to do is this will plug weld to the outer skin and tile us, make all this really strong, but it goes up and overlaps that inner structure, and all that stuff's plug welded together. You'll have this seam in here, you know, that's where you'll MIG weld all that up from the outside, metal finish on the outside, but then on the inside we come and we seam seal that entire perimeter, just in case you have one little pinhole or anything. And then the most important area to seam seal is down inside the wiper cowl. This is the new sheet metal that you welded on from the outside. And then remember, this wiper cowl, it turns down 90 degrees, and you're just putting plug welds on the bottom side of that. So when it rains, water will come down the windshield, go over and pour into this wiper cowl. And you need to seam seal up this entire seam all along here to make sure that if water hits that, it runs all the way down the wiper cowl and runs straight down and runs out the bottom side of the fender. So You know, way down in here, you'll have to make sure that you stick your arm way down in there and seam seal all that up with your fingers. May sound complex, but really it's not that bad. Once you get into it, it'll be pretty self-explanatory. This video should at least give you a heads up on what's necessary. And if you have any questions, just please give me a call.